Mr. Miguel. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so good. So good.
Yes.
Yes, so good.
Yes,
So good. Early morning, it's summer, it's gonna be hot.
it is.
But right now my garage is still it's still cool, so I cannot complain.
Nice.
Yeah, so you picked a
Awesome.
good time.
Awesome. Good. Hey, actually, you picked the time. I just showed up. So thank you.
I did, huh? I did ask you.
You
I was
did.
like, when are we gonna have another one?
Let's do it. Let's do it. But I appreciate you coming. This is to follow up on
Yeah.
our last podcast where we
Hmm.
talked about your three goals from
Yes.
Squad Up.
Oh
Can
man.
you believe it's been 60 days or thereabouts? Can you believe
Yeah.
it? It's like,
Yeah.
what happened?
It
Where did
went
the
by
time go?
it went by so quick. I miss it. I wish we can go back. I wish we could have two a year. It was just so cool having all our community right there in one
Yeah,
spot. Yeah, next
yeah.
year though. Next year definitely staying at the hotel. I'm not getting Airbnb. I'm staying at the hotel.
Oh, that's what you did last time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The hotel, being at the hotel was awesome for sure. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, it was so funny because I took my son and it didn't matter what time of the day or night, there were people from Squad Up talking
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It
funny. I
was
actually have the shirt. So
all
you
the time.
all right.
Yes.
There it
Oh,
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was, yes. That was how we're like, oh, yeah, there's a shirt, there's a shirt. Like, we could totally, and the lanyards, right?
Yeah.
We could totally tell. We're like, oh, yeah. And, you just wanted, the energy was
Oh my
crazy
gosh. It
all
was
throughout
phenomenal.
there, right? Oh my gosh. Yes. I do. I wish we had that all the time. I guess the closest thing we can get to it is the meetups, the local meetups, right?
Yeah.
That is certainly a big help in between the big meetups that we get to go to. So
Yeah.
I haven't
Crucial.
been to a ton of events like that. I went to the Growth Summit with
Hmm.
Brent Daniels.
Okay.
And that's where I met Pace in person before I signed up with Sub 2. And it was like meeting a celebrity. I was just like, oh my God. It was like literally behind me, and I didn't even know it. We were in line to go for food.
Yeah.
And I mentioned something about Pace to the people in line with me, and they're like, yeah, he's right there. And I turned around, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
That
Oh my
is
God,
funny.
I have to say something. What do I say?
Yeah.
I have no idea what to say. It's been it's like a year and a half. I've been in Sub 2 since March, and
Oh man.
I still lose words. Like I'm like, I'm going to ask a question. It'll be a dumb question. Why am I going to ask a question? I'm not going to ask a dumb question. I just won't ask anything. I'll just be around him. Like
Oh man.
Cody Sanchez, she said in one of her Instagram posts about
Hmm.
some university or somebody did research about how you could just be near somebody at work
Oh yes.
and your productivity goes up, I think 20 or 30%.
30. 30%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
30%. But if you're near a unproductive person, I'll
Yeah.
say unproductive person. If you're near an unproductive person, your productivity just being near them goes down, I think 15% or something like that.
Mm-mm.
It's like, I just want to be in the room. I just want to be near the cool people doing the cool things.
Yeah.
And maybe something will come out of my head and I'll say something. I don't know. Just want to be in
Yeah.
the room.
Oh man, just being yourself. I think
I
it's tough.
appreciate it.
Don't. You're
Yes.
not alone. You're not alone. I seen Pace a couple weeks ago in San Francisco for
Yeah.
I think it was Irene's baptism, and
Nice.
uh, and so I seen him coming in. He's with Lanza, and he's walking. And I'm like, oh cool, what's up? I was with
Yeah.
Peter, and I was like, oh, he's gonna say hi to Peter because Peter's been in the community for 4 years,
Wow.
and so he's on. And I say, what's up, Pace? And then he turns around and says he sees Peter. I was like, oh, there you go. I was like, I knew he was in. So he keeps going. He does his thing, and then he's leaving. He's gonna go. Well, he's not leaving. He's gonna go take pictures outside.
Yeah.
And I'd say, "What's up?" And I could again just lose words. I'm like,
I know.
don't know
I know.
that.
I have
Don't
nothing.
know
I got
what
nothing.
what value do I have, right? I was like, God bless you.
I know. I appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
it's I think it's a desire to become actual true friends with him, right?
Yeah.
And I remember one day I actually did tell him that because I was watching his capital raising zooms on in the vault,
Yeah.
and I was the first one to raise my hand in the family Zoom, and I was telling
Yeah.
him like, dude, your capital raising videos are absolutely ridiculously good. I was like, there's so much information. It's like, and now I can, I have the tools, to go forward and raise capital. And I was telling him, I was like, I also heard that you love seeing people's stories. You love seeing how when you first start to where you end up at, and he's watching. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh shoot, I'm like, I'm gonna create a big story for you, bro. And you and I are gonna be good friends. And actually that's how I got my ticket to Golden Ticket. Oh no, to
Oh,
Golden Ticket.
wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, what are you doing? Because he asked, oh, you going to squad up? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And he's
Yeah.
like, what about Golden Ticket? I was like, well, you have to invite me. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, he's like, if you really can go. He's like, you're welcome. I was like, all right, say less. I had to
Nice.
sacrifice because that was that Thursday was my wife's birthday.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
we made the trip, came back. I sent her to see her mom, so she got that,
Yeah.
and then I met up because she lives in Palm Springs. It was halfway through, so I
Yeah.
was like, all right, it was a win-win. I wanted her to
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
But I was like, she's like, no. It's like you're just gonna be, doing that, and I'm gonna be in the hotel. It's like I'd rather spend time
Yeah.
with my mom. I was like, oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
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 So
Man. Okay, so just real quick, I've got construction happening downstairs. Can you hear that? Is it
yeah,
too
yeah,
much?
I hear it a little bit, but
Ooh,
it's
it's
you
not too much, or because I
no. I mean, I'll hear it, but it's fine.
okay,
I don't mind. I mean, for
okay.
your streams, you might have
Ooh, okay, let me shut the door. Maybe that'll
okay,
help. Okay,
okay,
let's see. I'll be back.
okay.
I just roll, and roll. Roll there, roll back. See, not too far, not too bad.
Yeah,
Okay. So the three goals from Squad Up,
yeah,
you were working on something bigger that you
yeah,
were not ready to share.
yeah.
You did give us the goals and some of the actions you were taking.
Mhm.
So may I ask now what the bigger thing is?
Yeah, so pretty much, I'm gonna I'm gonna say it, but I'm also not gonna give details. But I am gonna
Okay.
say it.
Okay.
Pretty much, what we're doing is playing the biggest connector role as possible, and what I mean by that is we're finding people that are that are not in the community. So a lot of what Pace does is finding people that are not in the community and bringing them to those who are in the community.
Yes.
But there is a huge requirement, and that requirement is going through one, depositing for initial interview, and then two, having the interview and potentially not getting accepted.
Yeah.
Um, those requirements are not they're high because I want to make sure that my partner, whoever it may be, that's in sub two, that's actually doing stuff, is not going to waste your time.
Yeah.
And so initially, again, finding someone that's not in the community, or finding someone that is maybe a professional, maybe it's a doctor, maybe it's a dentist, someone that wants to expand their network and also expand their revenue,
Yeah.
because they have money saved up. It's just finding a property to put in. So I find them, I find the property, I find the lender, I find the connector. I mean, I find the TC, I find everything.
Yeah.
Uh, and I bring that to that person. We create a JV agreement, and we actually create an LLC because it has to be
Yeah.
it's structured a certain way where if they unfortunately fail, we have the ability to kick them out, and we take over.
Right.
And so that's pretty much what I'm doing, is playing the biggest connector role as I can, and finding people and helping people grow their portfolio.
Love it. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're okay. So how you okay, you mentioned building a team. Is
Yeah.
this part of it? Because that's a lot of pieces for
It
you
is
to
a lot
do
of
by
pieces.
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely not doing it alone. I have my
Okay.
integrator. We're actually in beta right now. So we're testing. I'm the guinea pig. So we're testing out. We are seeing that we need more underwriters
Okay.
to underwrite. I need to learn how to underwrite better and faster. Is another
Okay.
big one. Um, but when it comes to the site, when it comes to how we're going to interview, that's all things that we're still working on.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it's we have the mindset of it, we have the ideas, we have the structure. It's there. It's now just these little details I want to make sure that are clear for when we pull someone in. We're like, okay, this is the process. And I actually do have have about 3 people right now that are not in the community that were super interested when I brought it up to them. And I'm like, yeah, I'll have you put you with whoever you need to be with.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I utilized my networking. Um, I don't know how I do it, but it's definitely my superpower. So I've won 2 daily paces just based off of that. Yeah, so
Wow.
I have a total of 3. I couldn't go to 2 because one of them's in July, and I gave it to my partner.
Okay.
So it was a gift for him for his partnership with me, and then the other one I gave it to uh, Alyssa Ritchie, I believe her name was.
Okay.
Uh, Kayla was the one that asked me for it. I'm like, do it, give it to her. I know you have one already. I was like, I want another one. What do you mean? I was like, don't take it away from me. I'm trying to have more days of pays. And and so I was like, fine. I know you asked me last time. And so we'll see. Well, I'm gonna keep trying to win, and
Yes.
and give it to someone else.
Yeah.
Have you gotten your day with pace? You did.
My
Yes, you did.
my
I remember I
my
messaged
David
you.
Pace, yes, my
Yes.
David Pace is coming, yes. I think
Is
it
it,
was in October and then, they had to move it. I'm still not I think it's still in October. It might be like a week later or a week sooner.
oh, mine is October 3rd. Is it in Arizona? Are
Yes.
we gonna do it? Oh, hopefully we have it together. That'd be so cool.
We can have it together. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll double check the date.
It's the 3rd. Yeah, I had to, like I said, I had to reschedule it. Um, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's the 3rd. I'll make it to where it's the 3rd because I wanted to go to Arizona." As
Yeah.
crazy as it sounds, I didn't really want to go to Montana. I was like, I want more on the business side. I
Yeah.
want to learn. I want to be able to go to his office. I want to be able to, you know, just
Yes.
go to the field because it's his backyard, right?
Right, right.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's hopefully. But even if I don't, I'm still gonna see you. I'm gonna
Oh
stay
yeah.
there a couple of days, and I want to try to work with my friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious. So you've got your superpower,
Mhm.
but how did you find these people outside of the community? Were you just going through the creative finance group or you
That's
were
one. That's one, and then also my network, my surrounding, right? Because
okay.
again, at the end of the day, and this is brought up through Tim. He brought it up. He's like, you're helping a lot of people, right? He's like, you're technically helping the economy. And I'm like, what? What? I'm like,
Yeah.
wait. I'm like, wait. You're right. I was
Yes.
like, the whole middle, or what is it called? What's the poor, middle, and
Middle
then there's
class.
the middle class. Thank you. The
Yes.
middle class. He's like, you're helping the middle class. You're adding value to their total net. You
Yeah.
know, um, what's the word I called? My gosh, I'm having brain farts today. Um, net
They're not.
worth, net worth.
Mhm.
And it's like you put 2 properties in one person. That's anywhere between 600 to a million in
Yeah.
net worth. I'm like, when they retire, they're gonna be fine. I was like, oh shoot. I was like, you're right. I was like, that's so
Well,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's not. It's some people do want to really go into real estate. They don't know the route. Actually, I have a buddy
Yeah.
that I told him the same exact thing when I told him what I was doing. He's like, dude, I'm so interested in it. I've always been interested in real estate. I just never knew how to get in. I was like,
Yes.
well, let's set it up. And
Yeah.
so first thing I told him, like, you have to go watch some videos from Pace. He
Yeah.
calls me like 3 days later. He's like, no way. He's like, this is not real. I'm like, no, it is. It was beautiful. I'm like, no, it truly is. This is legit. Like, we're doing this. And he's like, bro, this isn't like a Ponzi scheme. I'm like, no, like this is legit. Like I
Yes.
literally bought my property in Baton Rouge like this. It's like
Yeah.
75 down for a $750,000 house. I was like, it's as real as it gets. And he's like, well, why would people do this? And of course, the why, right?
Yeah.
It's like some people are just in need. They can't afford it anymore.
Right.
Situations, divorce,
Hmm.
it gets complicated,
That's
whatever
what
it is,
people do.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we're here to help. And so he's like, well, I have nothing to offer. I was like, there's always something you have to offer. And like, one, you're a smart guy. Two, you work with engineers that have money. Go find some money.
Yes.
Go find some money. I was like, I'll tell you exactly what you need to tell them, and then
Yeah.
we'll get you that capital. And when we get everything structured, then he doesn't even have to worry about it. It's just the interview process, making sure that his mindset is able to understand the use of that high of money, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will see a higher number like that, and then they'll freak out, and it's like it's just it's just a number. Like, don't
Yeah.
even worry about it. It's just a number. If it's structured properly, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what
Wow.
we're doing. That's what we're
Okay,
doing. Yeah.
so you're connecting these people. This is the bigger thing, the something bigger that you're working on.
Yeah.
And part of your goals was to um, build the connections. You were focusing on wholesalers and buyers. You already had your TCs.
Hmm.
You need underwriters. So attention, anybody looking for underwriter or is an underwriter and looking to join a team, here's
Yep.
Miguel.
Yeah.
Reach out to Miguel.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll pay well too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
we pay
All right.
well. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. It's crazy to think of how it went and where it's at now, but
Yeah.
uh, I get, I'm impatient when it comes to things like this. So I was like very much in like, dude, this is taking forever. Like, why is this taking so long? But there are certain questions that you have to ask, and you have to make sure that you
Yeah.
understand why or how we can do it. And we have
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Like how do you know what questions to ask?
brainstorm. Having someone like Tim. Tim,
Okay.
okay, and I'll tell you this. We had actually this last Wednesday, we had because he's only an hour and a half away from me. I was like, all right, let's link up. I'm gonna go to your house. We're gonna go get breakfast, and then we're gonna bring some. We're gonna mastermind.
Yeah.
And so I got there at 9 a.m. and then I didn't leave till 8 p.m. And we
Whew.
were just going through it, talking to him how we're going to do this, what's the conversation we had, the criteria, the exit strategies, what's the tier of the difficulty, everything.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. It was truly phenomenal. And so it's just getting that right person. And that's why it's so, so important to have those right people around you.
Yeah.
Because when you do, they will pull something out of you. And that guy pulls these answers that are in there. I can
Yeah.
answer, I just can't ask them.
Yeah.
And I still remember there's Mark Chan from OC. He's like, I think great questions are better than great answers. I'm like, that's so true.
Ooh.
I was
Yeah.
like, that's so true. It was like, yeah, I can have a great answer, but if there's no great question, there's no point in my answer.
Right.
I was like,
Right.
dang, that's so good. I was
I
like, that
like
hits.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely one to keep, right? Like
Yeah.
it's so true because the thing is that how do you even know until somebody asks you the question?
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes that trigger for that to come out, to come from that deep subconscious
Hmm.
up. You need the
Yeah.
question. You need something to provoke it. So, okay, so you're making these connections, not just with people in the community, but outside of the community, and you're
Yeah.
bringing them in. How do you know who to partner them up with? Because you said you're bringing them in and then partnering up with somebody in sub two.
Yeah. So pretty much that comes down to their personality, right?
Okay.
So that's something that we're working on, right? And
Okay.
actually, I had someone that that I tested it on without telling her to test. That I'm testing it on. I'm like, oh, go talk to this person. Let me know how it goes out.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, he didn't respond. He wasn't, this and that. And I'm like, okay, no worries. We'll find someone else. And actually,
Yeah.
I have two people for you
Ah.
because they're both doing co-living. They both want to do co-living.
Ooh.
One guy, he was at Squad Up, and I'm not. I need to talk to him. Actually, I need to have a conversation with him before
Okay.
I make the introduction. But I know his goals are very similar in your area,
Okay.
co-living, Phoenix area. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Nice.
Have someone that's already done it.
Yeah.
Here you go. You guys are both in community, so why not, right? Start with
Yeah.
that. And so that's where it's like, again, that mindset of making sure that being a good connector
Yeah.
and being in networking, and I was like really utilizing what I have, um, and it's just something I enjoy. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy
Yeah.
talking to people in the community. Actually, was able to partner up with Adam and this other new girl from Tahoe, from
Okay.
here, and she's doing the Money Beat challenge, and she's like, well, I brought up the situation, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I want to do acquisition for that other the other thing, and but there's all other reasons for there's many reasons before that, so I'm like, well, let's team up, and
Yeah.
she's like, I would love that. I'm like, all right, let's get it.
All
And
right.
so my hands are I'm trying to be that person that has their hands in everything,
Okay.
and allowing people to understand, like, look, you may not have that ability, but if you do have the ability, then do it. if
Yeah.
you if you have to just stay focused on one thing, stay focused on one thing. But
Yeah.
if you can do multiple things, then do multiple things. It just depends on
Mhm.
who you are, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, again, so if you're listening, if you can do multiple things and
Mhm.
you're doing it good, successfully, just keep doing it. Don't listen to other
Yeah.
people.
Well,
Pace brought it up the other day too.
yeah, isn't it part of that is though having the right people around you, right? Because
Yes.
you're mentioning Tim. So, is it possible that you could do all the things if you didn't have Tim, or, you have your wife, right?
Yeah.
You've got these people around you that help you too, and that support you, and that goes a
Yeah.
long, long
Oh
way.
my gosh. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
truly. Truly, truly. Having someone believe in you, and someone having, Tim truly believes in me, my wife truly believes in me. And then having people like you, like I can go to, and I know I have a legit conversation with
Yeah.
uh anytime. I know I had to schedule it sometimes and it sucks, but you're a busy person, and I'm like, sometimes I just want to give you a ring, and but I know you're busy with other stuff and your property and trying to get another property. So it's
You
it's
know what?
having those right people around.
Always call, and if I can't pick up right then, I will call you back.
I
Okay?
appreciate it. Okay,
Okay.
I'm
Don't feel
noting
like
that.
you can't talk to me. You can talk to me. Yes, you can. Well, I mean, I still do have my W-2, and yes, I have the
Yeah,
rental, and yeah, there's all the things, but we could still talk.
all right.
We make time for our people,
Yeah,
right?
no, definitely, definitely.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely. So yeah, that's where we're at with that one. So now you got your
Okay.
answer. It's not fully, exposed yet, but we're getting there.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're taking the actions,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So you have the idea, now you're putting it into action. And I know part of this too was building a wholesale team. You were
Hmm.
finding the buyers, then building the wholesale team. How's that part working out?
So that's one of the sides of finding, doing my own acquisitions, but
Yeah.
also utilizing people that are in the community that are already doing things.
Yes.
So, oh gosh, Bash Brothers are one.
Yes.
Um, oh gosh, what's her name? There's a couple teams like on Instagram. It's like sub two deals.
Yeah.
I reached out to them. They have some,
Okay.
but it's like you have to comb through them, right? Because
Yes.
you're not every deal is the deal. Unfortunately,
Right.
I wish it was. That'd be freaking
Yeah.
amazing. But combing through them, we see it's like that's not going to work out, you know.
Right.
So
Yep.
um, actually, that's something I need too. That's why I need more underwriters because I want to be able to
Yes. Goes back to
take a
yeah.
look at this list. I'll take a look at this list, and then we find that right one, and then we pay
Right.
them, right? So
Yeah.
for those underwriters that actually listen to this, reach out.
Yeah,
You
for
will get paid.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, okay. And then the last goal that I remember you talking about was that you wanted to do whatever you could to be used by God.
Yes, that's still in the works, and it's funny because I was having a conversation with a buddy yesterday, and
Mhm.
how we have these ups and downs, and sometimes we find ourselves on the low end, and we're like, how the heck did we get here? Like, I was just up there. Like, how did I fall down?
Yeah.
And so just being able to have those conversations with people
Yeah.
is it's a blessing because that allows us to be real, right? We're not perfect. We truly are not perfect, and we're gonna make mistakes. But if we stay, united and as a community,
Mhm.
then there's no way I can't pull you up or you can't pull me up, right?
Yeah.
And so sharing that with people is one of the biggest things that I love to do because it money will come and go, properties will come and go, even life on earth will come and go, but the
Yeah.
time we make of it is absolutely critical. So uh, me being someone that if they watch this and they're like, "Oh, I'm a Christian too," or "I believe in God too," it's like, yeah, reach out. You don't want to talk about real estate, you want to talk about God, whatever you want to talk about, just give me a call, right?
Yes.
I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
It not only helps me, it helps them, and it's a blessing to my life because again, at
Yep.
the end of the day, I'm doing this for one reason. I'm having the ability to speak with other people and share the gospel and share what
Yeah.
he wants people to know. And so yeah, that we're still rolling with that.
Yes.
I'm definitely not turning my ways on that one. That's
Right.
he's the one that got me here. So
Yes.
I'm not gonna go the other way and say no. I don't want to talk about that.
Ah,
You have to.
I think you make a good point about the perfection. We're not perfect. I for for my personal journey, it's been over the last few years where I heard somebody talking about that there is no such thing as anything being perfect. There is no such thing, and yet many of us, um, just torment ourselves, comparing ourselves to this idea of perfection, the
Mhm.
perfect woman, the perfect man, the perfect house, the perfect whatever.
Yeah.
And something that you said just now, it reminded me of what, and I know I'm not going to do it justice, but my rabbi had said some weeks ago, it probably was a couple of months ago, and mentioned about the angels. The angels are perfect, but God doesn't care about the angels. God cares about us. It's the fact that we're not perfect that
Yeah.
makes us special.
Yeah.
That gives us that special relationship with God. God doesn't have that relationship with angels.
Mm.
God has
No.
that relationship with us.
Yeah.
And the fact that we are imperfect and yet we have the choice
Mm-hmm.
to do the work or not do the work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what makes us special. Like the fact what you just said, and then what my rabbi was talking about a few weeks ago, that just triggered, like that is what makes us special, is the fact that we are not perfect.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be perfect.
Mm.
we're supposed to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
If
Through
we're
him.
doing that, then we are doing God's work. We are supposed to be the best versions of ourselves in every way that that means, and how we play to our superpowers, and how we help other people, how
Yeah.
we give back, how we give to others. That's what makes us special.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's that's why I really want to highlight in that post that I made that you're special. You're oh my gosh, you're absolutely you're God made. Like the heck? Like don't
Yeah.
tell me you're not special. Yes, you are. It's
Yes.
just it's this world and how it manipulates our mind to think that no, yeah, you're just any other person. You're nothing special. It's like, no, yes, you
Yeah.
are. My gosh, if you would only know the capability you have
Right.
to do things, it's just pushing yourself and allowing and reaching out to God and be like, okay, how can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
And him giving you the answer and giving you the strength. Because I was literally just watching a show, The Challenge, yesterday, and these guys did these incredible things. They went from up top to down low. They went swimming from point A to point B. I'm like, do they not realize like how incredibly hard that is?
Yeah.
But they have the ability to do it because they are incredibly special, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Sometimes you just have to be told that, though,
yeah,
right?
yes,
Because you don't, it's the same kind of thing. Pace has mentioned that. Sometimes you have to be in the room with the people doing the things,
yep,
because now it's possible, number one.
yep,
And it's like they give you permission to
mm,
go after that thing too.
yep,
Right? You want that thing. First off, you didn't even know it was possible until now. And
yeah,
now that it's possible, and they're like, yeah, this is what I did. I didn't do anything special. I didn't do
uh,
anything special, right?
yeah,
But it's like, okay, well, yeah, if he can do it, then I can do it,
mhm,
right? You
yeah,
need that permission, and it's almost like, were you ready at that time? Maybe
yeah,
you weren't at the point in your life, in your journey, to see it until right then. And then now
mm,
it's like, oh my gosh, it was there all along. Right. So
mhm.
we could go off on trails, right? Oh, we do it every single time.
Yeah,
But
yep,
I want to be respectful of your time. I think this
yeah,
just means we have to do this again. That's all,
again, yeah,
right? We could
yep.
follow up. We could talk more about this. But how do people get a hold of you, right? These underwriters, PMLs, buyers, how do people get a hold of you?
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, um, my Blink card. Really, anyway, I never get asked the question what my Instagram is. I know I should know
You
it. It's
should
like
know. Come on now.
Miguel underscore A underscore my last name Becerril.
Okay.
Um, and
All
then on
right.
IG, just shoot me a message. I'd love to communicate. And
Yes.
you're in sub two, just shoot me a message on Facebook.
There you go.
You'll see my face somewhere in there.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and
Thank you.
following up on your
Yeah,
goals. This is awesome. I love
appreciate it.
witnessing your journey. It's amazing.
No,
So
thank you. Thank you so much.
take
And we'll
care.
talk soon. Alrighty?
Yes,
Alrighty.
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Thank
Appreciate you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.